So actually don't go live. Well, all right, we are live. No, it's okay. We can get started. Keep it live. So welcome to the Special Committee on Impeachment Inquiry this Friday, August 25th. And today we are in light of the resignation of State's Attorney John Lavoie. We are meeting to take up a recommendation that we're obligated to provide under our rules that we adopted at the beginning of the when we started this back on May 23rd. So during the course of the special committee's work, and particularly at our most recent meeting last Monday, we have discussed as a committee what the committee should do if Mr. Lavoie resigned as the Franklin County State's Attorney. And I have, over the past few days, when we understood that Mr. Lavoie was going to resign, I've worked with Legislative Counsel to set forth a recommendation from the special committee that I believe is consistent with the will of the committee, as I gathered from those discussions that we've had throughout this process. So my intention is to just explain what the recommendation is at a higher level, and then I will probably read part of it as well, and then I'll open this for discussion by the committee. So the report and recommendation is online under the committee's webpage, so it is available. And it includes about 15 pages, and it starts by reiterating the House Resolution 11 that started us on this process. And I won't repeat what that says. It is a public document. It's been out there for a while. It also explains who the members are on the special committee. And then it goes into discussion of the background of the impeachment investigation. And it discusses the Paul, Frank, and Collins report that was done on behalf of the Department of State's Attorneys and Sheriffs investigating the Franklin County State's Attorney's Office. I won't repeat what it says there, but it is laid out as really what initiated this whole process, specifically the Department of State's Attorneys, the Executive Committee, with the concurrence of all the other state's attorneys, with the exception of Mr. Lavoie, asked Mr. Lavoie to resign. When he declined, they asked this body to take up this investigation to see if there should be articles of impeachment. So I will read as far as, well, not quite yet. The next thing that is included in the report is a summary of the special committee's authority and actions. And it discusses the Constitution and our oath of office as far as what our authority is in reviewing this matter. It further discusses the resolution that was passed on May 16th of this year, exercising our constitutional authority to take up this investigation. All right, from here, starting on page 7, I will read because it explains what this committee has been up to, and then also our recommendations for final action. So after convening on May 23rd, the special committee met 13 times to investigate the allegations against State's Attorney John Lavoie. The special committee first reviewed the results of an investigation of the Franklin County State's Attorney's Office conducted by the law firm Paul, Frank, and Collins for the Department of State's Attorneys and Sheriffs. The special committee then took testimony from 31 witnesses regarding the allegations and findings in the Paul, Frank, and Collins report, the conduct of State's Attorney Lavoie, and the management and functioning of the Franklin County State's Attorney's Office. The recommendations and final action. On August 22nd, 2023, State's Attorney Lavoie informed John Campbell, the Executive Director of the Department of State's Attorneys and Sheriffs, that he will resign his position as Franklin County State's Attorney effective September 1st, 2023. Governor Scott was informed of Mr. Lavoie's notice of resignation. The governor accepted Mr. Lavoie's resignation on August 22nd, 2023. Although the special committee has authority under both House Resolution 11 and the Vermont Constitution to continue to pursue impeachment of State's Attorney Lavoie, the special committee concludes that, due to his resignation, the special committee should terminate its investigation and halt any further impeachment actions against State's Attorney Lavoie. During its investigation, the special committee took extensive testimony and expresses deep gratitude to the many witnesses who were willing to participate in this difficult process. Because Mr. Lavoie has chosen to resign, the special committee finds that it would not be in the best interest of the state to impose additional burdens and stress on witnesses, nor to expend additional state resources involved in continuing the investigation. Therefore, the special committee recommends to the Vermont House of Representatives that no further action should be taken against Mr. Lavoie at this time. The special committee encourages the Department of State's attorneys and sheriffs to expeditiously implement a succession plan for the leadership of the Franklin County State's Attorney's Office until the governor appoints a person to fill the vacant state's attorney position for that office. The department also should provide the additional resources to the Franklin County State's Attorney's Office necessary to reduce the disruption during the transition period and to support the staff of the office. The special committee also concludes that it will maintain the confidentiality of the testimony and documents received in executive session to protect the privacy of individuals involved. That is a recommendation, and then it also attaches the redacted report of Paul, Frank, and Collins. So, given that, is there any discussion or any comments about where we are with the recommendation before I ask for a motion and a vote? Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, just one question. I just want to get a definition of really what it means. On top of page 8, recommends to the Vermont House of Representatives that no further action should be taken against Mr. Lavoie at this time. But to me, it kind of leaves it open a little bit. I'm just wondering why it's worded that way. I'm not saying I'm against it. I just need a little clarity.
Sure. No, I understand. Presumably, we have no indication that Mr. Lavoie would want to run again for state's attorney. So just as an example, the idea is that he's left office and will remain out of office. If for some reason we understand that he's going to run again for office, we may want to keep it open that we can continue this investigation.
Okay.
That'd be just one example.
Sure.
If something goes wrong where he went back on his resignation, which I don't believe he can do because it was accepted by the governor. Representative McCarthy.
Given that a removal from office would be the result if this committee did find its way to recommend articles of impeachment and then the House adopted them, and then if the Senate convicted after a trial, I support ending this process in light of State's Attorney Lavoie's resignation. Having this investigation closed, I think, is going to provide relief to the people of Franklin County. The Office of State's Attorney should be focused on evaluating cases, prosecuting them, and resolving them in the interest of justice. And I really hope that with this matter closed, the office can turn a new leaf and focus completely on serving the people of Franklin County. Also, before we vote, I want to thank the people who came in to testify for their candor. I want to reassure those witnesses who gave us sensitive information that we will be preserving the confidentiality of that testimony. I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Chair, and to all of you on the committee who took so much time over your summer. It's pretty unusual to work this much as legislators. I'm very grateful for legislative counsel, our special counsel, and our staff for supporting us as we did this investigatory work. And I support the draft recommendation and will be voting yes.
Thank you. Representative Brannigan.
Just one brief comment, Mr. Chairman. It's clear to many of us, and certainly to the people of Franklin County, that State's Attorney John Lavoie is a superb litigator and a fine lawyer. So we all appreciate his service to Franklin County and to the people of Vermont.
Any other questions or comments? All right, given that, I take a motion to approve the Special Committee on Impeachment Inquiry Report addressing Franklin County State's Attorney John Lavoie, dated August 25th, 2023.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
And Representative Burton, second. And we will, because we have two people voting online and the importance of this vote, we will take the vote by roll. And Representative Dolan can proceed as soon as you wish.
Yes. Okay. So Representative Byron.
Yes.
Representative Brannigan.
Yes.
Representative Burdick.
Yes.
Representative Dolan. Yes. Representative Payel.
Yes.
Representative McCarthy.
Yes.
And Representative Malone.
Yes. I appreciate that. And I assume that this will be then forwarded to, I guess I could ask Legislative Counsel O'Grady where this would go to next.
Well, I think your report is a recommendation to the House, so I think you should file it with the Speaker. And then the House Clerk as well. Okay,
I appreciate it. That's what we'll do. Before we move on to another issue, as far as the other matter that we're dealing with, Sheriff Grismore, I would like to thank everybody for the great work this past summer, especially Legislative Counsel have really helped staff this. And also I thank our special counsel, Rich Cassidy, and the advice that he gave us throughout this process on employment discrimination law and hostile work environment, et cetera. So I appreciate that. All right. I think that I see that Mr. Cassidy is raising his hand. I will recognize Mr. Cassidy.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members of the committee. Just want to note that it was necessary to do the substance of this investigation in executive session. And as your outside counsel, I was privileged to observe your committee and its staff, both legislative counsel and administrative personnel, conduct this investigation. I think the public record should note how extraordinarily well this committee and its staff performed. The committee was ably led by its chair and vice chair. It functioned impartially without any partisanship or grandstanding. It was diligent and determined, and the members devoted uncounted hours to this effort over the bulk of the summer. I could not have been more impressed with each of you and your work. The public should know how well served it is by citizen legislators like your staff, like yourselves, and by your staff. It's been an honor to work with each of you, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Cassidy. Appreciate that. All right, anything else on the Lavoie matter? I don't think there is at this point, but just with respect to Sheriff Grismer, this does clear up our calendar and ability to focus on that matter. And I am going to look, and we'll probably just do a doodle poll at this point, have a meeting sometime in September to start working on that. I do know that we are expecting an investigative report from Downs Racklin Martin in the mid to late October timeframe. But I think there are some issues that we can start looking at in advance to prepare for receiving that investigative report. So expect a doodle poll from Mike Ferrant. We'll be sending that out to find a time sometime in probably mid-September, I would think.
Send it out in mid-September or
No,
have the meeting?
Have the meeting around mid-September. Find out folks' availability. I think that's all that we have. And with that, we'll adjourn until a date to be